And my question is, when we channel or connect with the departed loved ones, what dimensional plane are they in? When I channel and I can connect with a relative through a medium, what dimensional plane would we be talking about? It depends on the process that that person has gone through. It's very easy to access the person's information. They are in the fourth dimension. They are still emotionally attached to the people in the third. So if there's still an emotional bond, they're still there trying to help or looking for help. They're in the fourth dimension. If it's a being that brings clarity, but it's not family anymore, even though it feels familiar, we're talking about the fifth dimension. It means that they understood it was their role to be that being, but they are no longer that. In the fourth dimension, one is still an uncle, a father, a mother, a grandmother. The role of family or personality still carries on in the fourth dimension. It keeps existing for a while. This doesn't happen in the fifth dimension any longer, as one understands it's the being, so the personality was just a tool. It was just a tool. That's why masters are usually there. When they say they accompany us, exactly, the guides, the masters. And moving on to another topic, the other day I was with a well-known person, Georg Rios, who is dedicated to paranormal sounds. We wanted to, well, just finish because we'd be here for you for hours and hours to end. But don't want to leave without touching on these two topics. The first one, what is the purpose of these houses which have that vibrational frequency that has remained stuck there? Why are they there, and what is their function in this case? Have they not transcended? Did they not want to transcend? Maybe they just have not realized that they have already departed, but the energy is still there. What could you tell us about them? I could say that there are many ghosts on Earth, dead and alive. That on top of our everyday battles. The thing is, culturally, this didn't happen so much in ancient times. It didn't. When religion started to appear, we started to disconnect ourselves from the idea that we are our own creators. And so the idea of punishment and reward was created, which is a very human and hierarchical way of sorting the herd. It's inevitable. We're mammals. We had to sort the herd some way, otherwise it was a mess. So there had to be a chief, a ruler that would set some rules, etc., in order for everyone to cohabit happily. The thing is, when a village stops being a small 5,000 people village and it has 5 million people, like Rome, many people across Europe, the Mediterranean, the Middle East, how do you control all these people? Well, you need to tell them it's no longer Caesar controlling, it's God. That way, God is everywhere and he can control you better. And everyone hears, they're like, exactly. So, due to a very political reason, heaven and hell were divided as reward and punishment. And what's the issue here? During the last 3,000 to 4,000 years before Christianity, with Judaic, biblical religions and so on, the feeling of reward and punishment was created, and because of it, so many people were scared at the time of death. What if I go to hell because of what I do and I stay at home? So they keep living their lives because they didn't want to go, just in case. They're still attached to the life because it's the one thing they have, as everything else is so insecure. Since I committed sins, I'll surely go to hell. They stay there. They carry on with their lives, doing the dishes, making their beds, cooking. They are alive. On a soul level, energetically, it's like that. They think they are in their own. Since they are in the fourth dimension, they see time as they please. They can't see people living in their house. They feel there are people in the house, just as you feel there's a ghost. They feel the same, but on a different plane. The best, well, it's a spoiler, but the best movie to see on this is The Others. It's great for explaining the ghost's perspective. They're in the house. Yes, they're in the house. The thing is that since all realities are made up of vibration, a being that is in the fourth dimension, living in the belief that it's in the third, generates a portal, like a bending of time. So the house becomes a dissonance of vibrations between the fourth and third dimensions. That's what you hear. They are dissonance. We have heard certain psychophonies, and some of them are scary. In some places it's the atmosphere, because maybe the place has its own energy vortex. That has nothing to do with ghosts or anything like that. Some portals or energy centers are usually like that. Wow, all the dimensions mix up. And is there a way to cleanse that or help them transcend? Is there any way we could do that? Well, we need psychologists. Psychologists that say you are no longer, yes, psychologists, therapists that work with. It's a matter of the beings that are there, holistic psychologists and therapists that know there's someone there and can work with them from that perspective. And if it's the place itself, the most common thing is Feng Shui. Spaces, because of all the vibration in the fourth dimension, is anchored in that space. When there is a portal open, if I modify the third, I change the fourth dimensional space. Moving spaces, in this case, sofas and furniture, it's all machinery. So if I move the furniture from here to there, the energetic flow will have already changed. Great. We'll take that into account. Time and space are interlocked.
Mahasa